An investigation is underway after a man is shot and killed by a Chula Vista police officer. What police say led up to the shooting.
Plus, a state bill tonight to decriminalize some psychedelic drugs.
The Birch Aquarium is getting ready to launch a nighttime-only Oceans at Night event.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now. Closing arguments today in the case against a Solana Beach woman charged with murdering her stepfather. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Jesse Pagan in for Carlo Cicchetto. In closing arguments today, a prosecutor said Jade Jenks drugged her stepfather because she found nude photos of herself on his computer.
As CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, the defense told the jury Tom Merriman overdosed himself.
Tom Merriman, 64 years old. He was a real person.
The deputy district attorney began closing arguments by telling the jury Jade Jenks made a plan to murder her stepfather after finding nude photos of herself on his computer in December 2020.
The plan is to drug him, suffocate him, and strangle him to death.
The prosecution claims after picking Tom Merriman up from the hospital, Jenks bought him whiskey and gave him sleeping pills until he passed out before suffocating him.
She puts on a glove on her left hand, glove on her right hand, hands on Tom's neck, and just squeezes the life out of him.
The case hinges on a series of text messages Jenks sent. One of them read, "I just dosed the hell out of him." Later, Jenks admitted she dumped his body by his house underneath a pile of trash and did not tell police.
Is it reasonable she didn't plan it, given the text messages? Is it reasonable that she didn't dose him when she said, "I dosed him"?
Then came the defense attorney, who again mentioned the hundreds of nude photos found by Jenks.
So imagine just for a second what that's like. Imagine what is going through your mind when you see that, the devastation, the betrayal.
He argued Merriman overdosed by his own accord.
So he was a prescription drug abuser. He was an alcoholic. He had heart problems. I mean, he was a mess.
During more than an hour of closing arguments, the defense only mentioned the text messages once.
Now, there's no evidence whatsoever. There's texts which are all subject to interpretation, which all can go either way.
And argued there was no evidence to support a murder conviction.
So they want you to believe that this woman, Jade Jenks, stood over her stepfather, grabbed him by the throat, and strangled him.
Closing arguments will wrap up tomorrow morning with final rebuttal from the prosecution. Then the case goes to the jury.
Now, David, we understand that today the judge actually added the option for the jury to include lesser offenses. What do you know about that?
That's right. They can find her innocent, or they can find her guilty of first or second degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, or involuntary manslaughter. The verdict has to be unanimous.
A lot for the jury to weigh. We'll continue to follow the case. Thanks so much, David, for that report.
A Chula Vista man is dead tonight after police officers shot and killed him. Investigators say the man moved toward an officer with a knife. This all happened around 8:30 last night on Broadway between Oxford and Naples Streets. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen breaks down what led to the shooting.
This Walmart parking lot near Oxford and Broadway is packed after a holiday giveaway event this morning with Chula Vista Police. But last night was a very different story. Chula Vista Police got many calls after 8 p.m. that a woman was screaming for help after a man was hitting her. That's when things escalated quickly.
After getting those initial calls, officers rushed to the 1100 block of Broadway, where they say a man was hitting cars with parts of this wheelchair. An officer noticed the man was holding a knife. Police say the officer commanded the man to drop the knife. That's when the man hopped into the back of a parked pickup truck that did not belong to him and was hitting the back windows. Then police say the man jumped out of the truck and went towards the officer with a knife in his hand. After police say the man was not listening to the officer's commands, the officer fired his gun repeatedly, shooting the man and the truck. The man died at the scene. He was was 32 years old and lived in Chula Vista. He has not been identified. The San Diego District Attorney's Office has to determine if the officer will bear any criminal liability for his actions. The San Diego Homicide Unit and the FBI is monitoring the investigation.
I don't know. I think you should have used another method. I understand. Anybody that approaches you with a knife, you're gonna, right?
Honestly, he probably should have tased him or something.
Tase him or shoot his leg.
These Walmart shoppers say a lot of crimes happen here.
Yeah, we have to constantly be on edge, and roll up the windows. Honestly, I'm not even shocked at this point. It's been getting way out of hand now, and something needs to be done to make this a safe environment, like it used to be.
Just a block away, a man was arrested for trying to break open a Wells Fargo bank vault in 2020. And in one parking lot over at Costco, a man shot himself after injuring this couple in front of their newborn while they were loading groceries in their car in 2019. And a jewelry sale ended in gunfire, and 2 men were arrested in the same Costco parking lot in 2019.
The officer has worked with the Chula Vista Police Department for 5 years. He is currently a canine handler. No officers were injured. To stay up to date with the latest information, head to CBS8.com. Ariana Cohen, CBS 8.
Developing tonight, Title 42 could stay in effect past Wednesday.
That's right, just 2 days before it was set to expire. The Supreme Court issued a temporary stay on the policy, which allows the expulsion of migrants over COVID concerns.
Omar Villafranca is in Texas, where the humanitarian crisis is growing tonight.
This is what a state of emergency looks like in El Paso.
Have you ever seen it like this? No.
John Martin estimates that 80% of the people at this homeless shelter are migrants. Capacity is 120. But when temperatures dipped below freezing last night, more than 230 people packed their rooms and hallways.
We're simply running out of food. The community has come to our rescue in some cases, but we needed to be more consistent.
Venezuelan migrants Milieni and her 2-year-old son Mila have slept on the floor for the past 3 nights.
She wants to work in the U.S. and help her son, who's 2 years old.
And it's not just shelters. Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez took this video at a Border Patrol processing facility.
This is the reality. This is the facts. We're not even at the worst of it yet.
Chief Justice Roberts today put a temporary hold on the termination of Title 42, a Trump-era policy that immediately expels migrants due to public health concerns. It was set to expire Wednesday, and there are fears the number of migrants attempting to cross could double or even triple. The Biden administration's plan to handle this influx involves more resources to process the migrants faster. More buses to move them to cities like Denver and New York, and making requesting asylum more difficult.
We can't control who comes and the number that comes, but all we could do is try our best.
As of now, Title 42 is the policy and will remain in effect until the full Supreme Court says otherwise. A response by the White House is due by 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, El Paso, Texas.
The Biden administration has until tomorrow to respond. We don't know yet if the Supreme Court will take up the case. If it does, the case will likely delay any expiration of Title 42.
Late this afternoon, a jury in L.A. found disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein guilty of rape at his second sexual misconduct trial. On the 10th day of deliberations, jurors in L.A. found him guilty of raping one of his 4 accusers. He was acquitted, though, of charges related to a second alleged victim. And jurors were not able to reach verdicts on charges related to 2 other women, one of whom is California First partner Jennifer Siebel Newsom. She testified she was raped by Weinstein back in 2005 when she was an aspiring actress. Weinstein is already serving a 23-year sentence in New York for a rape and sexual assault conviction there. If you are flying out of San Diego Airport, get ready for some of the busiest travel days of the year. TripAdvisor predicts San Diego will be a top 10 destination in the nation for holiday travel. Now, the worst of the rush isn't here quite yet. The TSA that starts on Thursday. Keep parking in mind as well. You can only park at Terminal 2 right now, and you need to reserve a spot before you get there. But if you are trying to park there and leave after Christmas, you're going to want to find another plan because all of those spots are already sold out.
And if you're heading out of town by car this week, you'll be paying less to fill up. That's some good news there. Gas prices are down for the 38th consecutive day. The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is $4.45 tonight. That's down more than 13 cents from a week ago and nearly $2 less than the record $6.43 on October 5th. The San Diego Blood Bank says it urgently needs blood donations after supply levels dropped dangerously low here in San Diego. If you'd like to donate, you have to be at least 17 years old, weigh at least 114 pounds, and be in general good health. You can head to san diego bloodbank.org to make an appointment.
It's a busy time of year, hard to squeeze things like that in, but people really rely on that. So,
absolutely.
We're grateful if you can help out.
Yeah. Still ahead tonight, the January 6th committee votes to recommend criminal charges against former President Donald Trump.
Plus, a terrifying flight to Hawaii that injured dozens of passengers.
Talking about the fact that we have the winter solstice taking place. That's going to be on Wednesday, and then much warmer temperatures for the holiday weekend. All those details are coming up.
And up next, a new state bill hoping to decriminalize psychedelics and the senator behind it.